Hello to Windwall Forest. We have your boy Saitama in the green corner with Orcs. That's the wrong one. That's the other guy. There we go. Saitama as the Orcs from the green corner with the Gobbo Werlerck these days. Not Shaman, not Shaman. And now it's correct with that guy on the left side coming in with the humans. Very uninspired opening. Nah, it's a normal one. Woodcutter, stonecutter. Gonna see another woodcutter there. He's prioritizing by disabling workers, so he gets the woodcutters and the hunting first. Pretty nice. Good old Ehrmagherd commander. With the left side build. Classic stuff. Deep Waters, Fatal Blow, Whirlwind. We're gonna see probably Deep Waters and Shadow Strike being picked up next. And then some healing afterwards. The more curious question is, what's the Gobbo up to? Chain Lightning, Power, and Totem of Sparks. Classic stuff. Takes a bit much damage here for my liking. There we go. He remembered he can kite. Looking cute as is. And the Orcs don't really have a different opener. It's double hunting and the rest lumber in the main. And then scouting post into more lumber. See some nice raiding here from the woof woof. Okay, wants the stonecutter very much later, so prioritizing outposts for now. And first building is a stonecutter, very interesting. And he went for both of his home flags first. So he's not trying to beeline towards the other side here to secure the very important hunt on this map. And no, that's fine. For a second I thought he got XP denied. But the walk missed its little chance there. Sometimes, if this camp hasn't been taken, you can drag it over if there's enough work close by. But I'm not quite sure if they go fully into different sectors. They sometimes do. It's a bit inconsistent. But occasionally you can do it. Oh, okay, that's a risky move, generally speaking. Because oftentimes you end up upgrading this, and then someone triggers this camp here, your enemy sends over the scout, triggers it, and then you are in doo-doo. But it seems like Saitama must have lost the scout at some point. Looks like he sent it into the main and it died, I'm assuming, because that's kind of, otherwise it's very hard to lose your scout in the early game. We might have sent it to tag the wyvern in the middle and then forgot about it. And she did get nerfed indeed. The question is by how much. So it's mostly, I can't even remember the patch notes. I think it's mostly the replenishing strike that got nerfed. It doesn't scale with power anymore, but the base value is really low now. So it's 30, 30, 30 in the beginning and then 60, 60 on level 3. We'll have to see how the meta shakes out. It might just force her into even more brute force left side builds. But yeah, that's what I mean. You send a guy over, you tag them, and then the flag's gone. Just so. And that is why you don't usually see that. But it looks like Saitama noticed that he did kill the scout and then was able to go and grab that. Strong woman needs no man. She's fine and dandy. Meanwhile, your boy is still running up top. Oh no, we've got some... There we go. Drags them back to the flag. Okay, good. Did notice that he dragged... Not sure if that was by design or by accident. From this infantryman that he dragged them all the way to that flag as well. That's a bit unfortunate there for that guy. But Gobbo Werlerck is doing his best. I have to scream Werlerck now because otherwise I will forget that he has been renamed. But scouting post does go up. This one does nay. So we'll see how it checks out. Oh, I forgot to enable the spectator view for you. Some of you might have been screaming already at me. But there you go. In classic orc fashion, we've got 53 income, but also like minus 30 in the bank. But for your information on this current patch, the orcs are a bit bugged. They get more starting resources than intended. So they have a much easier time expanding and producing an army very early on. But humans are still pretty fucking strong, so it shouldn't be too bad. And this is kind of good for Saitama, for that guy here. Where did he go to? Oh, really? He teleported back for this flank. Looks like he doesn't want to invest in that, which is interesting. We have pretty sure town center is just a basic one yet. So we're just producing boys from the main here. There we go, there's the Godstone. I was wondering if he's gonna use that. Okay, securing the far Godstone, so pretty interesting. Weird pathing and creeping and early aggression. It's a lot of fuss about nothing, basically. And, okay, that's a bit of an XP loss here, because he's starting to kill the skeleton camp there, without being present. Meanwhile, Gobble Warlock is just doing his bit, trying to get level 5. He doesn't really need level 5, but it's always nice to have high levels on him, just to get that sweet, sweet power. Let's have a little look. So that guy with very little army. We have 3 infantrymen in total, just from the rallied from the main. Nothing too crazy yet. Here comes this lady. This time does get all the XP. Meanwhile, Saitama is not producing that much either. Just 10 gobos, so that's 5 rounds of gobbo boys into which I presume is going to be fast tier 2 for both of them. Yeah, Kalruck's upgrading. And there we go. Town center is through. That's interesting. Because I'm pretty sure town center is tier 2. I keep forgetting it for the humans. No, it's actually still level 1. City center is tier 2. We're being attacked. So interesting choices here. So usually you see like 3 outposts. So we've got an upgraded one. And a pretty good raid here on Lustone. This poor walker is still trying to javelin down this little thing. Okay, he's trying. Okay, he's giving up the stone. He doesn't necessarily need it that harshly. Can just rebuild it. But he's gonna need it if he wants some barracks. So he's giving up the stonecutter here for a lot of eco. Oh, that's a bad. Yeah, there we go. A little bit too late there on the bell. Doubly so here. So he's giving a lot up for like this early level 5, I'm assuming. But now he's got like 3 wounded infantrymen that can't really do much. Versus double idle eco-boarding and even 1 destroyed. So pretty good win for the Orcs here. 8 minutes in. Okay, there's the double barracks. Alright, we're going into... I always find it better if you just spam 1 troop type. It's a bit spammy. It's nice to see a mixed build, but you're very often better off with just 1 of them. But we'll see how it plays out for him. Alright, there we go. Gets his level 5, which means big girl air shadows. Okay, looks like Saitama is just being relentless.
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders.
He should be able to take that now. Yeah, we've got the big gold Earth Shatter and 3 points in power, classic stuff. Didn't get the Shadow Strike to hunt down a gobbo, but probably the wise choice. Yeah, this is taking a long time, so I get why he's not going back. So he can just gather up some forces here. Prevent these outposts from getting grabbed. Alright, not too bad. Now we're gonna go into the middle, which has not been cleared out yet.
We're under attack.
Oh no, but the hunters are back. And the Gobbo Shaman is at them. So he's spending an awful lot of time here trying to keep that up, but now he's starting to lose his own guys. Oh, and that's bad. Because basically the hero is just zoning out his entire army because Saitama was not creeping. Level 3 Gobbo Shaman is not going to have a good time doing any kind of substantial damage. And if you destroy these buildings and upgrade this flag, you're going to get some of those Orc resources back, even though it's not much per building. Oh, interesting. Shadow struck a goblin. Hashtag worth. Oh, look at the leaf effect. Eating up my CPU power. Alright, pretty nice chain lightning, but as we spoke about, he just on level 3 he just does not have the power. And that's a really nice earth shatter. Oh, so many goblins dead, and half of the rest of them are basically dead. They just don't know it yet. It is a fortified outpost. But he can definitely still get some eco damage here. Very, very nice. Maybe grab some workers. Hasn't upgraded that flag yet. Meanwhile, I think we're still just producing from those 2 barracks, from what I can see on the minimap. And Saitama... yeah, only 2 barracks. So he needs to start expanding again, but he's running out of resources for now. Probably over-expanding at this point.
We're under attack.
So he's not putting enough into his army, whereas Saitama has enough outposts to just continuously produce now.
Building completed.
But he's doing a pretty good job at going after the outposts here. Oh, nice earth shatter. Yet again. Oh, but also a nice chain lightning. But cost-wise, still the human definitely in the lead. Frontier outpost might hold. Ooh, that could be a throw here. He's not trying to dodge the flame totem. So he's taking a lot of unnecessary damage. And as we just talked about, he only has 2 barracks at the moment.
We lost a second.
So can't really afford to take these losses. And we do have the hunters out now. So the deep dive shenanigan for our lady is gonna get a bit risky from now on. And we're running into a food problem here for Saitama. But I think our iron eco is pretty good, yeah. We've got plenty of iron here and there. It's looking all pretty damn spiffy. Even up here. Meanwhile, we're still on the wood and food economy here for that guy. Okay, we do have the city center. I was about to ask, does he have any intention of gathering any iron whatsoever? Okay, there we go. Finally see some iron mines. One is slowly working, but I feel like he still doesn't have enough barracks. Yep, still only 2 production. That's gonna be tough against an orc. He is out gonna produce you, but... oh, my apologies. Apparently the goblin shaman ate the dust. Doing something foolish and reckless. That I genuinely have no idea how he did that. Must have been inattention. Alright, going for the golem here. Didn't actually know you could drag him all the way, but that's pretty nice. Oh, oh man. I wish that guy would play like that against me. Getting all his infantrymen killed constantly. I would be much obliged. I still think we're just on the 2 barracks, so he's gonna get... he should become out popped at the moment, but looks like Saitama is just running into a bit of a food brick. What's our income here? 55 a minute, so that's pretty even. 1123. So that guy's eco on the whole looks a bit healthier. But we have a lot more iron income on Saitama's side, so classic stuff. She has not been at the shop yet. And we're level 7 now. Oh, luck, luck, luck. I mean, this is pretty good for her, especially with the aura. She's like one of the few characters that actually might want this amulet. But generally, you still want Noria's command. Which you can get from these big golems. And yeah, my FPS is just not good at the moment. But we'll go... wow. Jesus Christ, I haven't seen that old school of a build since quite forever. Except for not having replenishing strikes. This is like... way old. Way, way old of a build. So basically the idea behind this is to use the retaliation aura, which you don't pick for its own effect. Its own effect is absolute horrendously trash. But together with a beacon of immortality, it buffs units around her depending on what kind of buff, what kind of aura she has active. And the retaliation one gives you pure damage, which then turns your Arbalesters into siege monsters, because they then, instead of doing minus 75% damage, do their full damage.
Did you say something? Against
outposts as well. And it also helps against nuking certain heroes with a lot of resistances down. Which the Goblin Shaman is not one of them. You do have to be careful though in a fight, because sometimes pure damage is a downgrade. Alright, she's finally at the shop. All on her own lonesome. And he did manage to secure the middle. But man, I feel like Saitama really needs to learn the way of the gobbo, and that he should try and get some levels here. Oh, but what do my sweet eyes see? We've got wow, that's a full-on hunter chub into Ravagers. So full-on elite orc army. These guys have the highest DPS of anything in the game, any unit. 0.67 per attacks per second. And they do have decent resistances these days. Though, for an elite unit, they're still on the lower end in terms of HP. And they have been buffed with the attack range. So we'll see how that works out for him. And we're really pumping Ravager now. So that's pretty exciting. Which begs the question, how many upgrades do we have? Level 1 upgrades, so we have 32 now. That's pretty nice. Whoa, what an earth shatter! And we've got the beacon up. So these fellas are doing pure damage. But, oh no, the Ravagers! They actually managed to body block her. That's a rare feat. Because heroes usually ignore most body blocks. But I think Heavy Calf can do it. And we have a bit of a derp out here. I am generally not sure. Like, even if they are just on movement orders, they should still be attacking if they're standing still. But everybody's derping around everybody. We might have some path blocking here. But yeah, he can't run much here. And the Ravager Horde is nibbling at the heels of the humans. I'm so glad that we can see that now. We do not have the Thrill of the Hunt yet, so that would make them equivalent to a scout in terms of speed. But sending them in one by one is a bit dangerous, but so far that guy has not been able to capitalize. We do have all the upgrades for our human soldiers though. On tier 2. So we do have chunky infantrymen, though that got nerfed a bit. So they're not quite as strong as they used to be. And there we go, level 6 boy. Can do a lot better. And a lot more damage. Like the goblin, you really notice when he's higher level. And oh no, that was a production sector. That's gonna be rough. And looking at... Okay, no, he does still have retain. I don't think these count when I go into this mode. They actually might. But the Ravager Horde is on the warpath. And that's some healthy looking eco. You know, only 25 iron a minute. But everything in terms of unit production, and we're pop capped here for Saitama, ladies and gentlemen. So how much can he fit into a full pop cap army? 22 hunters, 39 scoundrels, and 7 ravagers. And just look at how they delete simple outposts. It's beautiful. They have so much attack damage. It's not nutty. And I think we had... Okay, we have Totemic Might 1, so they're not empowered, but at least it will give them armor when he goes for the healing totem later. And also we have some points there to spend. Get on it, Saitama! Or shame upon your ancestors. And at the moment, that guy seems to have just bricked his eco a bit. Not enough hunt, not enough iron. Okay, he's finally getting out his own keepers to try and contest the Ravagers a bit. And that's pretty nice. We're back into Lagfest. I'm so sorry. But the game's really inconsistent at the moment. In terms of performance. It's so strange. And again, after like 18 minutes, we're back into the strange audio crackling. I'm not quite sure what's the issue. Apparently other people have it too. But it's not looking good for the human man. Just has to run away. Like, keepers are... They're true keepers. They do a crap ton of... They can hold the line forever. But they really don't do that much damage. Because they do have 100 strike damage. Oh, they actually do 0.45 attacks per second. Interesting. But the Ravagers rule the day. Look at them. Look at the happy puppies. Aww. It's a beautiful day to see that work. Against the scary high-level human. So well done there. But it looks like just a good old eco brick here from that guy. And I haven't seen him do that hard. Like, we've got 70 wood income. But only 55 food. Bit of a rip there. But GG, well played. Ravagers OP, at least until the next patch, until the opener is fixed. Because Orcs just can't... Orcs just are faster now. In terms of tech up and everything. So it's pretty hard to keep up. But they do feel very good. And it's not impossible at the moment to win with humans. Just a little bit harder than it should be. But GG, well played to both of them. And it's nice to see the puppies actually being played. And with the totem support, they are a bit beefier if you actually would spec into it. So we'll see how that story develops as we continue observing the meta. And for those on YouTube, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.